Hi, welcome to today's quick, gentle flow. For today's practice, you are going to want a block or thick, sturdy book, shoebox, any of that will work just fine. We'll start in an easy seat, whichever leg you prefer in front. Just crossing your ankles here. You might roll your shoulders up towards your ears and slide them down your back. Maybe give yourself a few rounds of those shoulder rolls. You can allow the eyes to soften or close. Just giving yourself the reminder here, permission to move nice and slow throughout this practice. Might even challenge yourself to move a little slower than you may typically want to. Just leaning into that can allow your body to come to stillness. Then inhale, reach your fingertips towards the sky. Exhale, plant right hand outside of right hip. Left arm stretches overhead, creating space between your ribs on the left side of your body. Breathing into that sensation. Inhale, draw yourself back to center. Exhale, other side. Few rounds of breath on this side. Right arm reaches overhead. Space between the ribs on that right side of the body. Then back to center once more. Hands can fall to the knees. And then twisting towards the right. Left hand outside of that right knee. Right hand props up behind you. Twisting into this shape. So allowing your shoulders to do the twist here. Coming more from that upper back rather than trying to crank your neck. Use your next round of breath to unwind. Then other side, right hand outside of that left knee. Left hand props up behind you. Again, you'll keep the spine long here. Gaze can drift over that right shoulder. Again, not forcing or cranking anything here, but staying nice and active throughout that spine. Next, exhale, untwist. You can rock over your ankles. Make your way to tabletop, whatever way is most comfortable for you. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale to round your spine. Inhale for cow, drop your belly, gaze lifts. Exhale, round the spine. Continue working here with your pace of breath. Of course, you're always welcome and encouraged. If it feels good in one particular spot, you can hang out there just a little longer. Breathing into where you feel that sensation, where it feels good. Pausing after you've completed your next round, so next rounded spine, come to a neutral tabletop. Then you'll extend your leg out towards the right, so right leg reaches off the mat. Planting off the mat, tuck your back toes, sink your hips back for half childs, half planters. If this is too intense in your left foot, you're welcome to lift the hips out of it a little bit or release the toes so they're no longer tucked. Whatever feels best to you. About another full round of breath here. Then rock forward back to our tabletop once more. Knee under hip. Then extend left leg out to the side. Plant it off the mat. Tucking your right toes this time. Find your half childs, half planters on this side. Once again, making any adjustments you may need to. You might lift the hips, maybe release the toes. And this side might be totally different than the other side. That is perfectly normal. Allow yourself to rock forward back to that tabletop position. Walk your hands forward about a handprint. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips for downward facing dog. Pedaling out your legs here. You may shift your hips side to side. Or it's been feeling really good for me lately to press my chest towards my thighs. So if you spend a lot of time on a computer or at a desk, this can feel really nice. Just giving yourself a few rounds of breath in this down dog. Then use your entire next inhale to sweep right leg towards the sky. Exhale, step it to the outside of your right foot. Come to this lizard shape. And then shifting your weight forward towards your hands. Left foot comes to the outside of left hand for Malasana. Sink your hips down. Now block right at the top of your mat. I prefer to put that under my seat. We'll be here for a few rounds of breath. So you can have that block at whatever height feels most supportive for you. Or if you prefer this shape without the block, you're welcome just to hang there. Wherever you are, press your elbows into your knees. Keep that weight towards the outside edges of your feet, the heels of your feet. Crown of the head tall, spine long. One more breath here. And then plant your hands. You can remove that block if you have it. First step your left foot back, returning to that lizard shape. Right foot back for down dog once more. Inhale, sweep left leg to the sky. Exhale, step it to the outside of your left hand. Mayagesta will come into Malasana on this side. Shift your weight forward. Right foot outside of right hand. Finding your shape. So once again, you can use that block. Releasing it if it feels better without it. I typically find my first round, I take the medium setting, helps me settle into the posture. Second round, I lower down to its lowest setting for my block. But again, that's just what works for my body. And it shifts, each practice, it might be different day to day. So it's giving yourself grace. Keep that spine long. Elbows press into your knees. And then plant your hands, shifting that block out from under your seat if you were using it. Right foot steps back for lizard. Left foot back for down dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Hands come to shins or quads. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Crown of the head reaches forward. Notice if you can feel that activation in your back. Squeezing those shoulder blades. Activating the back body. And then release. Head hangs heavy. Hands might rest on feet or the mat. Inhale, sweep your arms to the sky, reaching tall. Hands come to heart center. Give yourself 2 full rounds of breath here. Pull your heart up to your thumbs, pressing your palms together. Inhale, take your arms wide, reach to the sky. Exhale, fold all the way through. Inhale, half lift, squeeze your back body. Shoulder blades squeeze together, flat back. Exhale, release, forward fold. You might take opposite hand to opposite elbow here. Allow yourself to sway side to side. Just a few moments. Again, not rushing the process. Then release any bind or grip you may have. Inhale, sweep your arms to the sky. Exhale, draw your hands back to heart center. We'll take in some side stretches before our sun salutation A. So palms press in front of you. Then reach your hands to the sky. Interlace all of your fingers except for your pointer finger. Hips reach to the left, fingertips to the right. Side stretch here. Inhale, draw back to center. Exhale, other side. Hips as far to the right. Fingertips as far to the left as you can. Then back to center once more. Open your hands, pull your shoulder blades down, elbows down, heart pulls forward, cactus arms, sometimes called fallen angel, these arms. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, fold all the way through. Plant your hands, step back to plank on the toes or plank on the knees. Where do you feel stronger today? Use your entire exhale, lower to the mat. Untuck your toes, lift your heart for cobra. Exhale back to the mat. Inhale, lift to cobra once more. Exhale back to the mat. Inhale, last round of cobra, lifting the heart. Exhale back to the mat. Compress back up to your plank. Hips up and back, down dog. Give yourself 5 full rounds of breath here. Not rushing those breaths. You're welcome to stay in down dog, or you can always take a tabletop or a child's pose if that would serve you better. If you're not in down dog, making your way there. Inhale, right leg reaches to the sky. Exhale, step it between your hands. Spin back foot parallel to short edge of the mat. Lift your arms for warrior 2. Arms at shoulder height. Generous bend in that front knee. Weight towards that back heel. Breathe here. This is a great time if you prefer triangle with a block. Take your block to the inside of your right foot. Inhale, right palm flips up, reach forward. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, extended side angle, left arm overhead. Exhale, back to warrior 2. Breathing here. Then straighten your front leg, hips reach back, fingertips forward. Hand comes to that block or the mat or your foot, whatever feels best. Left arm reaches towards the sky. If this doesn't feel great in your shoulder, try that left hand by your low back. It can help open the shoulder a little bit, also relieve some tension. Be here for about 3 rounds of breath. Next round of breath, you can bend into that front knee, lifting back to warrior 2. Cartwheel your hands to the mat. Step back to plank position. Inhale in your plank. Exhale, hips up and back, down dog. Inhale, sweep left leg towards the sky. Exhale, step it between your hands. Finding warrior 2 on this side. So back foot parallel with the short edge of the mat, arms at shoulder height. Inhale, left palm flips up, reach forward. Exhale, reverse your warrior, left arm overhead. Inhale, extended side angle, right arm overhead. Exhale, back to your warrior 2. Bend in that front knee and then straightening that front leg. Hips reach back, fingertips forward. Hinge into triangle. Once again, hands can use that block or rest on the mat. Right fingertips reach, or they can come to low back. You can notice here, If your hand's on the mat, but it's causing you to sink forward, dropping that right shoulder, you might try bringing that block in to help pull you out of it. Again, there's no version that's better than another. Just giving yourself time, using props as you need to access the shape. Then bend into that front knee, return to warrior two. Cartwheel your hands to the mat. Step back to your plank position. Inhale and plank. Hips up and back, down dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift, reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. From the top of the mat, just take your left foot behind you, opening to a wide-legged stance. So stepping it back about 3.5 feet, whatever feels good for you. Hands come to hips, wide-legged forward fold. You can bring opposite hand to opposite elbow here. Allow yourself to hang heavy. If you'd like to be a little more active in this shape, you can wrap peace fingers around big toes, pulling yourself down as you encourage your crown of the head towards the mat. Breathing wherever you are. Next round of breath, release any bind or grip you may have. Plant hands to the mat. Lift your heart, wide-legged forward fold. Then turn your toes, walk your hands back to the top of the mat. Step front foot back for plank position. From plank, exhale, lower all the way down. You can untuck your toes and then pressing back for child's pose for just a moment. Again, allowing your body to move nice and slow. Hips reach towards your heels. Fingertips reach forward. Then gently guiding yourself up to an easy seat. Swinging those feet out from under your heels. Take a moment here, soles of the feet on the mat. Bring your block with you. You'll want it towards the middle of your mat. Then lower down towards your back body. Resting here for a moment before you lift your hips just high enough to slide that block under your sacrum. So taking it at a medium or lowest setting, whatever feels good. Hands can rest down by your hips or on your belly. Allow yourself to move slowly here. Lift your hips just high enough to remove that block. Hips lower down to the mat. Then pulling knees in towards your chest. Arms can come out to a T or a cactus shape. Allow your knees to fall towards the left. So again, that twist you might feel in your upper back. Gaze drifts over that right shoulder. Pausing here for just a few rounds of breath. Use your next inhale to draw back to center. Then allow knees to fall to the right. Once again, just a few rounds of breath here. Gaze can drift over that left shoulder. Next inhale, guide yourself back towards center. Hug knees into the chest, forehead up to the knees, yogi hug. Exhale, release into Shavasana. Feet reach towards the corners of the mat. Hands down in a low V, taking up as much space as feels good. Allow yourself to sink into this shape. Each round of breath lengthening that exhale by just a tiny bit. And I'll let you know when it's time to come out. Body can remain still. If it feels good and it's available, you are absolutely welcome to stay in this place of rest. If it's time to close out your practice, you might start by deepening your inhales and exhales, noticing that rise and fall in your chest. You can wiggle fingers and toes. Take a good morning stretch, fingertips overhead, toes opposite direction. And still encouraging yourself to move slowly. Guide yourself to a fetal position, whichever side feels best for you. Before gently pressing yourself up to a comfortable, easy seat. Enjoying these last few moments of practice. Fully feeling into some appreciation for showing up today, honoring your body with movement and with rest, and encouraging yourself to slow down, a challenging but important part of our practice. Close with a collective breath. Inhale, reach your fingertips towards the sky. Exhale, draw your hands back to heart center. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Thank you for being part of this rad community, and I hope you have a phenomenal day.